Welcome to this live workshop. I think I'm on time. I don't know if you all hear. Can you hear me? I can see the chat, so if you comment anything, I can see it. Feel free to let me know if you hear me correctly. It would be amazing. Can't wait to see your first comments. And don't hesitate if you're on Facebook to tag other artist friends or people who could be interested in attending the live workshop. Just so you know, I have a little caption for that. What we're gonna do today is sending a campaign for an artist on Groover. So step by step, I will show you how I usually do it, how I usually select the creators and professionals and send them the music, and also how it works, the whole process, so you can take notes if you want to send a first campaign or send your next campaign the best way possible. I will give you hints, and I also answer all your questions, so don't hesitate to ask questions on the chat. I will regularly stop to just have a look and try to answer you guys. Also, I'm not a native speaker, so I'm sorry if I'm making mistakes. I'm trying to be better. I lived in Australia for a year and 6 months in California, so it should be okay, but I still can make some mistakes, and I'm obviously it's obviously easier for me in French, but still I'm very happy to have you all be here. So please don't hesitate to ask questions, say hello, let me know if you hear me. If you don't hear me, don't leave, tell me. I can fix the sound. So please let me know. I'm just asking, can you hear me on this to be sure? And the first thing I will do is play you the track that I selected for that workshop. It's an artist called Zola. She's quite amazing. She's an indie folk artist, a really beautiful track, and I think it's the perfect choice to show you how to lead a campaign in Groover. She already had quite great success on the platform. I don't know how this track will go, and I hope I'll make a great selection, but I'll give you some advice along the way. So yes, please invite all your artist friends, everybody who should be attending this. They shouldn't miss out, and I also send you a specific discount code so you can benefit from it before the end of the month, or before June 5th, I think, at the end of the workshop. So let's go, so I don't waste your time more. I will show you this track. Let me know if you can hear the sound correctly. I try to make something with the mix so you can really listen to the sound and not through my microphone. So let me know if it sounds okay. Okay, so do you still hear me? I will show my head big. So this is a great track, and yeah, she really sounds amazing. It's funny because she's more an indie folk artist, so I expected something much calmer, but it's actually more, I would say, an indie rock track, definitely with a poppy aspect to it. What do you think in terms of music genres? Would you say indie rock or would you say indie pop? What would you say mainly? I didn't expect this, so it's gonna be funny. I haven't prepared anything yet, so I will show you now my screen. I'm connected, so I don't see you guys because I don't have like a double screen. I will come back and forth between the screen and the chat. So I will try to start sending the campaign. So I'm connected on her account, on Zola's account. So you can see here, it's the homepage. It's the page on which you can select what you want to do. Don't hesitate to ask questions. I will go back through the list to answer them all. So don't hesitate if you have questions at any time. And I will try to stop at each step. So basically here, what you can ask for, this is a new option where you can request to have your artist bio and release speech written for you by us. It's been quite popular recently, but mainly what you do on Groover is promoting your music and get in touch with music creators and professionals. So if you click on start a campaign, hey, so if you're not here yet, okay, this works. This notification works. So you can click on new track because it's a new track. So I have a cheat sheet here to go faster, but the track is called Way I Should. It's released. It's getting released this Friday. So I'm actually preparing this for June 2nd. So I don't have a YouTube or SoundCloud link yet, but I'm preparing it in order to be able to send it on release day. So you're not forced to wait until release to send your track. You can send it before if you want to, especially to media outlets or radio stations. But you can also wait until release date, and we especially advise for this if you intend to get in touch with playlist curators, with Spotify playlist curators, because they will prefer to have the Spotify link ready and available, and it's not available before release date. So I really strongly advise you, if your target is to get in touch with Spotify playlist curators, to wait until release day. But if you are contacting some media outlets or radio stations, you can send it before. So the language is obviously Dutch. No, I'm kidding. It's English, of course. So I don't have the YouTube or SoundCloud link, but it's not a problem. I can go to the next step. Clicking here. So we very recently rolled out the new aspect of the filter system. So we're very excited about this. So you can see that now instead of like clicking and having like a pop-up where you choose in the whole list, now you have the filters. It's much easier the way they are displayed now. So for example, okay, I realized I didn't do something first, which is I should have gone to Zola's profile, and it's not a problem that I left the campaign because I can go to it again and check her subgenres and the genres on her profile, because we take this into account for recommendations within the campaign to order the creators and professionals. So it's important, if you do like a totally different track from before, I would advise to change the genres you have on your profile, and especially not select more than 2, 3, 4 would be a maximum, but 3 subgenres is better. In this case, I feel that it is more, I wouldn't say electropop at all. I would say maybe dream pop, indie pop, and I would say indie rock. Do you see, I'm not sure about dream pop actually. What would you say is the style of the music? Yeah, you said indie pop. Indie pop as well, yeah. I agree. I'm not sure about dream pop for this because it's quite poppy. So I think I'll keep indie pop and indie rock, which is already great because there are a lot of creators in both those categories. So I'm saving here. Okay, perfect. You can update your profile when you want. So if I go back here, I start a campaign. You see I can find the track I had started to fill in information for here. If I go to the next step, going back to the list, you'll see that they will be ordered in a different way. You'll see that most of the ones that will be showing up first will be indie pop, taking into account the genres on the profile. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna click on genres and I'm gonna refine the selection with the styles I was mentioning. So I would say indie pop, and I was saying indie rock. So this is great, right? So you see, there's still a lot of them. It's almost half of curators are in one, have one of these genres selected. It's because I come more from like an indie music background. So when we built the platform, it was really used a lot, but there are also a lot of curators for hip hop, for electronic music, for niches like jazz or classical music, ambient. A lot of those are also available. Then what I'm gonna do is for this release, I'm really focusing on it's already like mastered, it's gonna be released. So I'm really looking for visibility and media coverage. So clicking here, and I must say I'm not that interested for that track because there's not a music video with it. So I'm not that interested in media outlets because for media outlets, I will be waiting until there's a music video for it. But it's my personal choice. You can definitely get in touch with some media outlets before that. I will untick social media influencers because she's not an artist that is very like on that vibe, and I don't feel it's where she can get the best results. So I would keep definitely playlist curators, radio stations, maybe journalists. I will kick them out as well from the selection, but I will keep online channels because we have a lot of like YouTube channels and this kind of things can be interesting. So now there are 612, which is still a lot. Since she sings in English, I wouldn't rule out any country in particular. If it was a song in Spanish or maybe in French or in German, I would maybe select countries that are around that area or where the language is the native language. But for now, I will stay like this. She has already sent campaigns on Groover, so I'm gonna do something that maybe if you've already selected or sent campaigns on Groover, you can use, which is the My Interactions tab. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to see who already gave her an opportunity. So you see that 88 curators already gave her an opportunity. I would go through that list first. So what I'm gonna do here is click on Gave Me an Opportunity and check the list and start adding some creators that might be interesting. I would say Mad Mix would be great. Alex Monty would be great as well. UN Indie Folk Music. They select indie pop and indie rock, so I know they feature also some indie pop and indie rock, so I'm happy to select them. Same goes with Pluto. Okay, they want tracks that are already released, but as I mentioned to you, I'm preparing the campaign as a draft. So everything is saved. So everything I'm doing now is saved. So if I go back in 2 days, the selection is saved and I can just click and go through it. So you can do your selection on Groover in multiple steps if you want to. It's all automatic. So here, tracks already released, but it's okay because I'm gonna send it on Friday. So I'm gonna add Pluto to the selection. So now that I've said a lot of things, I'm going to look at the chat if you have some questions. So I'm going to see, okay, so I can see some compliments about the new filters, which is great. I have terrible trouble choosing genres for my song. Yeah, this is something that a lot of artists go through. Don't hesitate to go through the little chat icon on the website that you can see here. You can definitely send us a message. We usually pretty responsive. You can send us the listening link to your track and we can try to help you say which genres we think are best for your music on Groover. Meaning the genres with which you will get the best results, we think, with creators. So I'm going through that first round of questions. I can see I tried to update my genres and they saved, but don't seem to have updated. So on your profile, it's important when you select your genres that you then save the whole page and also save the section if it's still the same. So you can see here, if I look at my profile, I will show you again. It's not a problem because I can go back to, so you can click on edit here. Then it's here, my universe. Change the genre, so it's not solo piano, but you can select here and then you click on save. And then it's taken into account. We had some bugs with it, but now it should be okay. So if you try again, it should work. I'm going back to the campaign now. So it's cool because I can see we made some improvements in the flow. It's much easier to use. Sometimes when I do like some live workshops like this, I see some bugs and I'm like trying to keep up my face straight. But like thinking about, oh my God, we need to fix this. No, for now, I haven't seen a single bug, which is like a very big improvement. Um, no, I don't see a lot of other questions, but if you have other questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will still go through that list. So, for example, if I want to have more information about that radio station in Costa Rica, I can click on it. Um, okay, so I can see alternative rock, indie pop. So this is a new improvement also we made on the profile, is that we calculate automatically through the tracks they have accepted in which genres were those artists, so that we're able to focus and show you which are the genres that they accept the most often. Because, for example, you can have some curators who like reggae music, but they won't accept a lot of reggae music tracks on their playlist. So the idea here is to show you if it's a good fit. For here, it would be a good fit. So I'm going to add them to selection. If I go through, virtual play would be great. Actually, to be sincere, I'm really more focused for this track on playlist curators because I really want to go big on this. So I'm going to unselect the other one and just focus on playlist curators. Dreamy Paradise would be great. Ron Merckx as well, only indie music. Cool. Pilar Artist is great. So another trick I can give you is this advanced filters thing. So you can focus on certified Spotify place curators, which are place curators that we've verified they have a big impact. The other ones are, we vetted them and we verified they generated some streams, but we haven't verified in a very thorough way. We weren't able to know if they consistently bring a lot of streams. So this is to really show the most impactful ones. So if I select this, I will only have, you'll see it's like a lot of the plays have this badge, but it's still a good way to focus on the ones that are the most impactful if you're interested in that. I will still add them. Sorry for the constant like pop-up, but it's because the track is not released yet. So, but it's gonna be released on Friday when I send it. Same here. So if I go through that list, the music, great as well. We Do Awesome is really great. You see, they're top curators, so they're a bit more expensive, but they have really great playlists with super cool vibes. And it's definitely the kind of music that I want to send to them. I'm pretty sure they're going to accept, to be honest. Kaoba records are great as well. I would say Place Factor. I would say We Are Insomniacs is a great playlist as well. Darkness Music is really cool. Inner Peace as well. Inner Peace I have a doubt because it's more for calm tracks. And this one is a bit more... Yeah, it's not sad and nostalgic. It's not the vibe of the track, so I won't select them. But you can see that when I have a doubt, I go to the profile and have a look at it. For Natty, I think it could be a great match. Indie Tronica, Melodic Techno, and House. No, I don't think it's the one. Oh, you see, she accepts a lot of indie pop, indie folk. It's what she calls Indie Tronica, probably. Okay, I'm still gonna keep her. Okay, let's go with that. So this is great. So I selected only in the ones that gave me an opportunity previously. So I'm gonna untick that and now tick not contacted to see the ones I have never got in touch with. Oh no, maybe I won't tick anything because I still want to see if some curators that have contacted for Zola before could be interested here, knowing that it's a different style than her previous track, which were much calmer and much more indie folk vibe. So I'm gonna have a look at if you have some questions. Okay, new question. Do genres selected using the filters override the genre selected for the song band? No, it don't override. So the genres you select for the profile, they are used to order the curators by recommendation score. So you'll see at the top the ones that are the most recommended based on your profile. Then the filters filter out. So when you use the filters here on the page, it will filter out the curators that don't accept, for example, here indie rock and indie pop. But you still see them by order of recommendation. So for example, if you have a band and you have different vibes, and then you want to play with the filters, you'll still see in an order that makes sense because we also take into account other stuff such as the moods or your previous interactions to try to order them in a way that you'll be selecting the creators that are the most likely for you to love. So if you don't have a lot of time and you don't want to use the filters, you can still go through the top lines and you'll probably find very relevant creators. We also see some artists who have probably more money or want to invest a lot, and they do a few selection of filters, and then they do select all and send. And what's funny is they actually get really good results, because we realize that on Groover, when you get in touch with more than 30, 50, or even 100 curators, you usually get really good results, because you get a lot of approvals, a lot of shares, and you maximize your chances. But it's of course, it depends on your budget. But if you have a few hundreds and you want to invest them and you decided to invest them on Groover, it's a good choice, because we're really seeing much bigger satisfaction for artists who select like more than 50 and even the 100 contacts. But you can still, like, if you cherry pick and choose the right ones, you can spend much less and still get really good results. These John's creators recommendations based on similar artists? No, they're not, because we can't do that for now. It would require us to build something very technical that we don't know how to do yet, and also because it will make us do a lot of calls to the Spotify API, and it wouldn't work for now. Also knowing that not everyone has filled in the similar artists for now, so it's a bit complicated, but it's something in our roadmap that we're thinking about. But for now, we're focusing a lot on putting more energy on educating about the genres, also because it will be very useful to you to know in which categories your track is. I'm more into like hard trap, hip hop, and rap, like hard rock as well. Yeah, it's sometimes complicated, but with the filters and with your profile, you can select both, and you can see if some are in both, interested in both. So it could be really interesting in that sense. So I see two more questions that I'm going to answer right now. How in depth do you think the personal messages to each creator should be? So we'd go to the next step. So I will answer that, but I don't think you should be very personalized, because not a lot of people write the personalized messages. They are always very nice, and the creators are glad to receive them. But you can just write a few lines. They will be happy to have hey, and know that you're contacting them specifically. I would use the pitch section to really present your track, or pitch it as you'd pitch it on Spotify for artists. But for the personal messages, you can just be very quick and just try to draw their attention. But no need to be very big on this. I will send you, we have an article about that on our help center that is quite useful. So I think it's another one that shows how to write the personalized messages. So I'm gonna find this to you. Okay, yes, here's the link if you want to have a look. Okay, yeah, you're totally right. I can see. So new music review is probably a curator. Thank you for attending. And personalized messages work. I agree. It's a way, if you have time to do them, don't hesitate to. You're not forced to, but they can be very interesting if you want to really show the creator that you selected them for a reason, and also explain what you're looking for. Thank you, Emilio. Thank you. Yeah, the new filters are real good improvement. We can see that artists are selecting their curators better thanks to that. So we're really happy about it. So let's follow on. So let's go back to this campaign. So you can see the filters here. So playlist curators, certified Spotify playlist, indie pop, indie rock. Still a lot of choices. I'll go through them. Indie filling sounds great. Don Sec Banan, I don't think so. Lo-fi indie bedroom pop could be great. I will go with Gobi Desert Collective. Sweet Escapism could be great. Tyler Budd could be really great. It would be amazing if Tyler is listening. Please accept this amazing track. Zolim is really good. It's a bit more expensive, but they have like a really cool playlist. So if they accept, it would be cool. I would go with Felix Alvarez as well. I'm gonna check actually because I'm not sure, but fresh and chilled songs, indie, chill pop and folk. It's a bit more poppy, but it's still like not hard rock. So I think there's a chance. Matt's playlist would be great. Okay, look at this. Oh, it's in Spanish. So we work. Okay, no, it's in English here. It's about the culture of the informal urban market. So what's cool is you can go and look at the playlist if you have a doubt. So you have a way to see who's in the playlist, which is very useful. It's also another amazing improvement from our team, our product and tech team. So I want to salute them because they're working amazing on improving the platform. So it's really cool to see that. I'm really actually very happy and excited to see all those improvements. It's crazy how it improved. So this is great. I will add them. At Spotify, even if their name is not really good, I know that they add some cool track as they. Kalon is also a really good one. Independent music playlist. The Skadoosh is great. Theoside Records as well. Would you say it would be a good sex music? I'm not sure. So we have a lot of sex music playlist creators on Groover because they are really, really impactful. If you do music that is more on the R&B, soul, beats vibe, don't hesitate to like make a campaign and look for all the sex playlists. Like you can look for sex here and look at all of them. Why? Because they are very, very impactful, very funny. Also because you can see the peak of streams on the weekends, which is really funny. But you don't hesitate to try that because it's a very smart strategy if you're doing like R&B, soul and stuff. But I don't think that would be a good fit for Zola, so I'm not gonna go with these ones. Oceanify is great. Fluttered Tone, maybe not. Alex Can Stapes, yes. I would go with Vice Moving. Larson Blake. I'm trying to have like a selection of like around 50 to 100, maybe 100 would be great. If I go a bit down, Canasta Bazooka. They look great. I love the logo. Have you used like AI thing like Chat GPT and Mid Journey? I've used Mid Journey to try things. When you type the right prompt and right thing, it's crazy what they do on Mid Journey. And it's not very expensive if you want to try it out. Like if you want to put like $5 and try it out, it's great. The Daily Dose is really one of the best ones. So definitely choosing them. Grizzlies as well. Grant's Place is great. I'm trying to go quick on that so I can go to the end of the campaign and then answer all your questions. Burp.fm would be great. Disco Naivete is great as well. They're quite varied in the sense of what they are accepting. Tape Ranger would be. Eduardo Pastore is really cool as well. Really nice guy as well. Best New Indie. Everything with indie, I think I will select them because they're definitely in that vibe. Art Coreva is great. It's a great playlist as well. I would go with. So I'm going to some I don't really know. So Car Jumps, everyone knows. You can see they're new. So I don't know them yet. They seem okay. They're really new. So let's try them out. Indie Folk Central. Good question. Yeah, maybe they will want a bit more a beat because they're more on folk, but they're also open to this kind of vibes. New female artists. You can go that way as well if you tap like female. If you want to check, like it could be interesting depending on what you're doing, or feminine could be interesting as well if you want to look at some like Queen music would be great. If you look at some tracks that could make sense. Song to listen when reading, why not? I would read to that track. Alto key could be great. Okay, this is a cool name. I know we have another playlist which is really big called T, just the letter T. So it sounds more dance. So they have an indie folk playlist. I think that's why I get it. Okay, let's go with them. It's actually really cool to be able to see the playlist. Right now, you like that way you can really understand better who to get in touch with. Lazy Frenzy is great, even though they're very selective. Loop Solitaire is great as well. Été 2033, okay, that's fun. CX Leave. Romo is really good. Okay, this one is really good as well, Blues and Whiskey, and they accept a lot of tracks. They're more into like indie rock, like traditional rock, but I think there's a way they can like this track. I'm going a bit further. So, so many sex playlists, crazy, but they have so much impact. Um, I'm gonna check if you have other questions. I can see one. Are there many German curators? So yeah, you can look. So if you go into countries here, Europe, you can see we have 100, which is quite good. It's like one of our top, I think, 6 or 7 countries, and we have an ambassador there who's working great on developing the community of German curators. So don't hesitate to have a look. We have some in very different area. So don't hesitate to try it out. We're really trying to grow in Germany. We have more and more German artists using the platform as well. This could be great on everything around love, heads over dreams. So let's go a bit down. Okay, I have 65, which is great. 65. I would try to go to 200 groovies. Craft beer. Oriel is a really good one as well. He also has like one of the biggest sex playlists in the world called Xen, but Oriel is more for chill, sad pop tracks, as mentioned here, and they have a tremendous impact when they accept a track. So you see that the more I go down, the more it's starting to be a bit not exactly the vibe for the track, which is normal. It's not a definite rule. You can see that Listafina and this one, 21st Century Psychedelic, could be great as well. So I'm selecting them. But the downer you go, the more it means that it's not very relevant for this particular track. For example, Electropose, they accept indie pop, but they're much more electronic music, so I won't select them. I will go with this. This one, they only want lyrics in French, so I won't. Okay, no, I added them by mistake, so I will remove them. Yeah, you see now I'm getting into tracks that are definitely not in that. I will select French indie playlist. No, it's only in French as well, so I won't add. Because this track is in English, but Zola is French and American. Okay, I think I'm good. Here I will go with French. No, same. They want lyrics in French only. No, let's not be frustrated. Oh, this one is great, actually. I don't know why they're sold down that list. They're great. Musica Canvasen. Okay, let's go with these ones. Okay, this is great. Let's go to the next step. So the next step is to add your pitch. So I've already prepared a pitch. This is the one we used on Spotify for Artists for the distribution and to pitch it for editorial. So you can see that we're giving a bit of context about the track. And what I like to do also is to add the smart link at the top in case they want to go and see it on all platforms. So for now, it's a pre-save link, but you can see here that you can click. Now they can click on it and have it on all platform and pre-save. And then there's a pitch below. So here I won't have time to write personalized messages, but you can definitely do that. I would say try to prioritize, otherwise it's going to take you too much time. But you can write a personal message if you want to some you really want to target and you know that they might like your music. Also, if you have a history with them, they already accepted a track or you know them personally or particularly, don't hesitate to mention this. So I would go to the next step. And now I need to add a track link. So the problem is I don't have a track link for now. So I can't go to the next step. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a random YouTube link from another of her track. What can I do? I think another track of hers was Disco Baby. Okay, it's called Disco in San Francisco. Sorry for the sound. So I'm gonna add this, and on the last day, it's just because I want to show you the last step. So the last step is a recap. We recommend some other creators that could be interesting and you might have not selected. Then you see that there's an automatic discount for your first campaign, but that's the right moment. So it's here that you write your promotional code. So I'm gonna send you now, waiting for it, the discount code for 15% discount if you send it this week, or at least the June 5th, the last day, you get a 15% discount on your next Groover campaign. So the code is you can get it, in caps, so you can get it. I'm gonna type it here. And so this is the place where we type it. So it's after all your selection, before going to the payment page, you go to, there's a payment recap, and here you can apply the promotional code. And that way you can see here, if I type you can get it and click on add. So I have to remove the other code. If I go you can get it, add, it will, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. For now it's a 10% code. I will change it right now. So you can get it. I will change it here. You can get it is now a 15% code. Okay, so if I remove it and reapply it, now it's a 15% discount. So you see, it's really like decreasing the total of your campaign. As you can see, minus 15% shows like this would be the price now. So if I click on launch campaign, I will go to the payment page. Here you can add your information, go to payment, pay. You can also go for a specific pack. So actually you can save even more if you buy a package. You will have more groovies for an additional campaign, but it can be interesting because, for example, here you're saving an additional 20%, but you have to pay more because you're buying more credits. But it's a way for you also to, if you know that you're gonna send a lot of campaigns to be able to really save on future campaigns. Then if I go here to my campaigns, so I wanted to show you this because it's where you're going to receive your answers. So if I go to Disco in San Francisco, for instance, which was her previous track, you can see all the reviews she got. She got a lot of acceptances of approvals. So you can see Pilar Artists here, Kaoba Records, and you can see how it looks like. So they write a piece of feedback, and then they share. And here they wrote a piece of feedback on March 3rd. They shared on March 17th, and they added the link to the playlist. And you can also save them to a favorite list if you want. For example, if you think they're great, and you can also rate the feedback, rate the share, say, hey, it was great, I will send this. So that way you have, you can also use the filter here to check only the shares, for instance. You can go back to all your responses, see all the shares and the promises to share if you don't want to look at the feedback only. And you can also look at, for example, all the ones that expired. Sometimes what I do is I go to the expire and I do here and I add them all to a list of like expired to check, for example. And then the next time we'll go through my campaign, I will be, okay, maybe I can try to reach out to them again. But here you can go back to like selecting only the ones who have shared, for instance. So basically I've shown you a bit everything now. If I go back to the home, I can see here the campaign that is on a draft campaign. So it's prepared for Friday. I will just change the YouTube link. I will actually remove it. I think the YouTube link, not to, because it's going to be problematic if I keep it. So because it's not the right song, but that way I'm sure there's not going to be a mistake. So they're saving the draft, which is great. Oh, actually you can't, yeah, okay, good. And then it's going back to the list. I can go back to my homepage and I have the track here. So on Friday, I can just go back through this, add the track link, go through all those steps, pay and send. It's as easy as that. So I'm done with this. I'm gonna show my face again in big. So this is the code you can get for your campaign. So note it, you can get it. You can use it for 15%. You have to use it soon, before June 5th. If you want to benefit from it. It's a special offer because we usually don't give 15% discount code, almost never. But this could be useful for you and for your first or next campaign. And now I have time for all your questions. So if you have any questions about Groover, about promoting your music more generally, I'm available to answer. I've seen a lot of things. I don't know everything at all, but I would be happy to answer. So here's the code. Here's the link to use the code, how you can use the code on your campaign. And I will go back through the list because I can see there are more questions. So I'm going to start answering the questions. So I can see here labels also serve as social sites, and also some of them trusted. Yeah, a good fan base is interesting. Like the more you get, the more attention you get, the more attention you get is a positive circle. So building a good fan base is interesting. I would say the label go through the social media and especially your monthly listeners on Spotify. But I don't think the media outlets and the playlist creators do that much. They love the track. That's why we created Groover. That way they can listen to the track, and if they like it, they share it, but they don't have access to like the social media followers through Groover. We wanted it to be equal for everybody. How do you build up your fan base and get more viewers if you don't already have those fan base of your followers? Using Groover is a great way to grow your monthly listeners and the people who follow you. Another great way could be to be active and publish content on social media, and try to find something that could make sense and be consistent. It's what's very important. Consistent, coherent with what you want to say with your music. And another thing that is very that could be great would be to run ads. So you can run ads on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Go through an agency or learn how to do it yourself. We give a lot of tips about how to grow your visibility on our blog. So I'm going to send you the link to our blog. There are lots of tips about a lot of stuff. Maybe you've already go through that, but if you click on tips in the menu, you'll find a lot of articles about a lot of things. So maybe it can be interesting for you in order to, if you go on see all tips here, I'm going to show you here. You'll find a lot of articles about a lot of stuff. We take a lot of time to write those articles, so don't hesitate to have a look and see if it can be useful for you. Okay, I can see another questions. Do they listen to your entire track? It's a good question. They have to listen to at least 30 seconds. Most of them, they listen to much more. We measure that, like on average, 2 minutes. They're not forced to listen to it entirely because it would be complicated sometimes if they like don't like the track. But they listen to a fair amount, and they, if they love it, they will add it to their playlist and listen to it plenty of times. But they have to listen to a minimum duration. But of course, if you have tracks, it's a bit the game of the playlist creators now, and Spotify is to try to have tracks that are a bit catchy with like an introduction that really gets into it. Could be an interesting way to really catch their attention. But we also have some ambient playlist creators who really love tracks that build up. So also, everything I say about what you should do, don't listen to it as well, because you can really build your own way. And it's important that you keep your authenticity as well when you create music. We're just here to try to help you and give some advice. What I can see, yeah, Emilio wanted to ask a creative feature question. Yeah, you can ask. Um, and I have a question about is this recorded? And it is recorded. So you will have on the same link after I stop this live and go have dinner or something. It will be on replay on YouTube, so you can watch it again and go through all the steps. You also have previous workshops on there, so you can also have a look at all the workshops I did or other persons in the team did. It can be pretty useful for you. We also did kind of a Q&A thing before with Emma with much more random questions and we try to answer. So it can be useful as well if you love like watching these kind of videos. It can be really useful. There are also some tutorials, so I'm gonna send you also a link to maybe the article that can help you the most start in Groover if you haven't watched all of this. It's going through all the steps on the platform one by one, and it's my voice on the video as well. I hope it's okay, and you can go through all the steps again if you want to go faster than with this whole live. Let me see if we have some other questions, but don't hesitate to ask and post comments. Okay. There's a question here that I missed before. Is there any way that we can get music heard by Man labels or more people other than putting them on YouTube. What do you mean by man labels? Main labels, I guess. We don't have a lot of like major. We don't have major labels, but we have some really cool record labels who are on Groover. You can filter. So if I show you on the platform here, if I start a new campaign, if I select that track, you can select by type of curators and professionals. So this is something I didn't say. I'm sorry. You can select by people who can offer collaboration opportunities, and in that section you see we have a lot of labels, like 383. So if you select like only labels, for instance, and then you add, I don't know, indie pop, you'll see all the indie pop labels that are available. Jaune Orange is a very good Belgian label, for instance. Craquet Records is a reference in France, amazing music. Anti-Fragile is a really cool one in the US, etc., etc. So you can also get in touch with record labels on Groover. Okay, do I have other questions? Yeah. Okay, so going through the list. Will you implement a way to approve and share a song in one step for curators? That's a really good question. That's something I've been asking for. So if someone from the team is looking at this, it could be great for place curators to do that. I totally agree. It can simplify your way of like listening to music, accepting them, sharing them. I totally agree. Definitely a good idea. So I'm gonna share it again with the team. It's going to be in a roadmap. I think it's going to be very tough technically, so require a lot of work from a development team, but it can be something really game changing. So I agree. How does one apply to be Groove ambassador in an emerging market? So you can apply on our groover.co/jobs page. We don't recruit new ambassadors in new markets for now because we're trying to tighten the team and we have other priorities, but don't hesitate to look at that page and scout it, because at some point we might be interested to do that. Can I promote my German music on Groover? Yes, you can. You can especially select the countries Germany and have a look at this. We also have a category in the genres. If you go in popular music, you'll see German song, and we have a lot of the creators that accept songs in German there. So it could be interesting. For example, I will show you here. If you go through genres and you go through popular music here, you can see German song. So we don't have a lot, but you can have a look at that here. Yes. Another question. As a creator, is the best way to share an artist on Instagram to use stories with a link to their music? I don't think it's the best. The best would be to either write an article, publish on your YouTube channel, or share on your Spotify playlist if you have one that is impactful. It's good to do an Instagram with a story with a link to their music. If you do it on Instagram, if you have a big Instagram account, but it's cool if you can do something else as well to showcase them when you love them, when you love their music. I can see there are a lot of people on the live. We're like more than 50 people. So are you shy to ask me questions? Ask me anything. What do you want to know? I'm gonna show some random messages like follow us on Instagram right now, because I still have time. It's still early. I can do like 5 or 10 more minutes if you want. Maybe 5 minutes. It depends if you ask a lot of questions or not. But I feel like there are not a lot of more questions coming. I can show the chat here. So what are your questions? So when are you releasing music? Are you releasing music in June, in May? When are you releasing your next track? When are you releasing your next music? Do you have a moment when you want to release music soon? Is it gonna be during the summer? Okay. So regarding main labels, there is, for example, Electropose, which I got in touch with through Groover, and I went from 0. Yeah. Yes, thank you for letting us know. It's a really good story. They're huge. Electropose is probably one of the best and biggest curators we have on the platform. So we're really happy to have them. So it's really cool that you got accepted. You should actually send us. Could you send us a message at this address that I will send you? Um, Here. So I'm talking to Le Chiffre. So if I go through, okay, I'm gonna show that question in question. Yeah. So please send us a message on so we can we'd love to tell your story about that, because we've been looking to some artists who got like an amazing feature on Groover, to be able to know more how they did it, and to be able to inspire some other artists to do the right choices on the platform. This is crazy if you got that big an impact. So it's amazing. I'd love to know more about your story. Please send us a message to come@groover.co that I mentioned. Would be great. Okay, releasing 2nd of June. Great. Use Groover for that. No, you do what you want, but it's great if you do. And yes, of course, you can use Groover to for your EP that is releasing in July. You can send a campaign to some record labels or some professionals beforehand if you want to get some feedback and maybe some points of contacts with them. But you can also prepare your campaign beforehand and send it on release day to Spotify Place curators, or a bit beforehand to media outlets, radio stations, as I mentioned previously during the call. But you can prepare it before the draft is saved. You can go back to it anytime. Definitely don't hesitate to use the platform in July. It's pretty active in July. It's very calm in August, but July is still a very active month on Groover. 8th of June, 9th of June. Oh, I can see. Maybe I will like extend a bit the duration of the code, so you can send, okay, let's do this. I will extend it to June 10th. So you can both use the code I mentioned before, because you've been attentive to this. So, and I'm trying to be a nice guy and a good I'm feeling very alone behind that camera because I'm speaking. I can see your messages, but I don't hear you. So it's really strange. I start to say silly stuff. One day, I didn't see. I thought the live was over and I did something wrong. So I was like, no, I stopped the live, and I started insulting myself in French, with like saying I was a big dick or something like this. And everything is recorded on the live on YouTube, and everyone was laughing their ass off. I think I earned some viewers during like it lasted, I think, 3 long minutes, and then I couldn't like keep my calm for that. So I'm not really good at this, but I'm trying. Okay, question. Is there a way to be considered for a place, but if not accepted, then get a groove back? No, it doesn't work that way. The idea is we try to defend the editorial independence of the playlist and the media outlets, so they're not incentivized to share everything, and they keep really their curation great. So what we do is they get paid either way and the same amount. So they're not paying more if they share or not. But actually, the acceptance rate is close to 25%, a bit more even now. So so there's a good chance, if you target it well, that you'd get accepted, but there's also a chance you won't get accepted, but you'd get a piece of feedback, but you won't get your groovies back. Some creators sometimes report the track so that the artist can get their groovies back, their credits back, but it's not what happens the most. Because we try to, you're really paying for the listening time and not for sharing, which would be not good for according to like Spotify guidelines or even radio stations guidelines, borderline illegal, and also not ethical at all. Yes, I sent it already. Did you see it? Here's the code. Someone was asking for the code. Poesia Viva, here's the code. You need to use it before June 5th. It's actually June 10th now, because yeah, I saw a lot of people were releasing on June 8th and June 9th, and they didn't have to negotiate very, very hard, but I decided to be okay and extend it to June 10th. Not yet, but we're working on it. We actually have a Discord. I can send you the link, but it's not very active. But if you want to, I'll try to find the code now. So let me have a look at this. So I'm creating an invite link. So if you want to join the Discord, you can go there. But one day we want to implement that, but for now we don't have it on the platform. Um, how can a record label help me? The song is already released. They usually won't be able to help you with that track, except if they want to do an edit, they want to re-release it because they want it, or they wanted to do a new collaboration with another artist. But you can send a track that is already released with the chance of them being interested in releasing a future track. This happens a lot, for instance. Um, been following Guru for a while. It's such a nice idea. Congrats. Thank you, Clara. Have you used it already? Have you tried it out? If not, we have an amazing discount code. I'm gonna show it again because I'm gonna get some questions about that. Okay. Okay, another question. I'll go through the latest questions. So if you have some, don't hesitate to ask them now. I'm gonna stop at 8, I think. So in 5 minutes. How can we get our music or what we're working on another platform? You need to distribute it. So you need to go through a distributor. We have actually really cool partnerships with CD Baby and TuneCore that can help you distribute your music. So I'm sending them to you an article now that explains to you how you can distribute your music on platforms on the chat. Don't hesitate to have a look at it. You need a payment usually, but with the offer, you can distribute a few releases for free on CD Baby. So it could be really cool. Don't hesitate to benefit from it. I'm not working for CD Baby, and I don't get any money from telling you that, but it's a pretty good deal because you can distribute a few tracks for free. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Black Site Records. This is amazing. In our short experience, the Groover approach is the most efficient use of promo budget we have. We should put that on our landing page. So if you want to give like a cool review about Groover, a positive review about Groover, don't hesitate to go on our Trustpilot site or Google reviews. I'm going to send it now. It would be amazing. If you send that, honestly, you'd make my day. So don't hesitate to go there and put a cool review about Groover. It would be amazing if you have a few time. A bit of time, and if you used it, don't hesitate to copy paste that exact sentence on the website. It would be so cool. I'm gonna send you another link to a Google review thing. So Trustpilot and Google review. If you want to please give a positive one, or I'll be depressed. But yeah, if you can give like that exact sentence should be on our website. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. Thank you for saying it. Would you kindly provide us some of best practices for acceptance? So thank you, Remus. So Remus has been a really good. I recognize you, Remus, from the emails you sent, and I remember you really like a good user of Groover, and you asked us for a T-shirt, and I sent you the T-shirt. I don't have a lot of more T-shirts, but if you want Groover T-shirts, I don't know what you can do actually. I don't know if you want a Groover T-shirt. We'll probably do more, but you have one of the only ones. I think you have the only one that doesn't belong to someone in the team. So would you kind of examples for acceptance of best practices? So I gave a lot during the live. So if you want to watch it again, but a good idea is to really target well. Everything is linked to the music itself. The pitch can be nice. If you really advise you to fill in your Groover profile the right way with the bio, with the social media links, with the picture. But in the end, what will make the difference is your music the right target? So is your music the right match? Sorry, for the place creator or the media outlet. I'm starting to get a bit tired. Sorry. Yeah, so that way you'll be able to really get the most out of it, and you can use the filters in your Groover campaign to do that. You can try to really define your music the right way. What are the good subgenres for your music, and really try to target the right creators for that. Thank you. If you also want to give us a review on Trustpilot or anything, once you records, it would be amazing. Thank you so much for all your nice messages. I'm really happy about this. Do you suggest writing to someone that you might add a track in the future while you only have GIF? Yeah, you can, but in that case, don't accept the track, but maybe click on allow this person to get in touch with you so that they can send you, like, you can they can get access to your email as well, so it's not too frustrating. But in that case, don't accept the track if you're not sure. Otherwise, it can be frustrating. But yes, you can say it if you want. This is cool. Have you used Groover? I love your logo. I hope you are, because you're. It would be great to have you on the platform. Okay, this is the last question I take. If the creator has a playlist, listen to several songs on it to see how they compare to your songs. Genre searches alone can be misleading. I agree. Genres. I usually say that appreciation of genres is almost as subjective as music tastes themselves. Sometimes it's complicated. If you take indie rock, you could say that Arcade Fire and Arctic Monkeys or Green Day are indie rock. But if you love Arcade Fire, you're probably not gonna love Green Day, and you won't think they are in your editorial line. So you won't say that they are indie rock in the sense that you are looking for. I don't know if I was clear, but in what I was mentioning is, like, it's so tough sometimes to really put you in the right box. So that's why you can select multiple genres and you can really look at the profiles. So this is a good one. Look at the playlist of the creators to see what kind of tracks they have accepted. Look at the top of the profile, what kind of other genres they accept, to see if they are close genres to the music you do. But for example, if they accept, I don't know, indie rock, but they also accept like house music or stuff like that, maybe they can be a bit far from what you're looking for. You can also look at the all other websites and all the music that they're featuring, and also what they're writing on their profile about what they want to. It can be really useful to target well. Hi Ali, you're doing a new campaign next week. That's amazing. I will send you a discount code. Here, you can use it for your next campaign. I extended the deadline to June 10th. So don't hesitate to use it. It's amazing that you're sending a new campaign. Don't hesitate to select more curators so that the discount has more impact. And it can be pretty useful that way. So thank you very much, everyone, for everything. I can see another answer about the most amazing success stories from Groover. So we've had quite a lot. We have a French rapper right now, he's exploding, and he won the contest that we organized with someone called Le Chroniqueur Sale, and he's really exploding doing Zenith and stuff like that. So it's a really cool story. And we also have a lot of artists who signed with record labels, who also had really great features. We saw someone talked about how they got from 0 to 500,000 monthly listeners through getting on Electroposé through Groover. So really, there are some great success stories. It doesn't mean it always happens, but it's a great investment in the sense that it's not a lot of money to try to reach out to people that really make sense. And if you spend the right time selecting the right people, or if you can do it, it's a way to really break walls. But maybe you'll find out it's not for you, and it's totally fine. But maybe you will find it a really good way to get exposure for your music. So thank you very much. I will show you one last time the code, so you have access to it. Don't hesitate to use it. And thank you very much. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the track that we sent today by Zola again, because it's really good and I want to listen to it again, and we'll leave each other on that. So don't hesitate to, like, if you have more questions or anything, you can use the chat on the website. We're always available. You can watch the replay just after that if you want to. And feel free to also, I didn't mention that, but if you have other friends, artist friends, who would benefit from Groover and have not used it yet, on your website, so I'm going to show you that. On the website, in that section, you have something called the referral page, and on this page you can share your referral link. You can also use a code. You can send them, and if they use it, they will get 10% discount on their first campaign, and you'll get 10 groovies by artists you invite. It's a limited offer, but it's a lot. So if you invite some cool friends of yours, you will get 10 groovies by people who actually sends a campaign after that. So don't hesitate to benefit from that offer. It could be great. And if it comes from you, like, usually the artists get really great results. They're really on the good vibe about it, the good, like, trust of using the platform and get results. So don't hesitate to share this and use this section for that. That's all. I will put the track now. And see you soon. I will try to do another one maybe next month. And enjoy the summer and everything.
Where did it all go? The urge to call about my day. The feeling when I couldn't wait to see your face. Where did it all go? The fear to spend the night alone. The jealousy when you wouldn't text when you were with your friends. Where did it all go? The bliss of knowing you were the one. I thought I would die if you were ever around. But I'm fine, I'm more than fine. I don't know why it took all this time. But I'm fine, and that's a sign I don't love you. You, the way I should, the way I should.